6:30, we'll go ahead and call an emergency meeting to order. 1, call to order and welcome guests. 2, call of roll, establish quorum.
Chairman Clemens.
Here.
Commissioner Watson.
Here.
Commissioner Marchman.
Here.
We'll move on to new business number 3, A, resolution 2022-43 to approve utilizing the county annual bids for County Road 18 CDBG project and authorizing chairman to sign all related documents.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I'll give a brief rundown on what's going on, and I'll turn it over to Brian, who will take over from there. But basically, we have been working on County Road 18, it's CDBG grant, low to moderate income grant, $400,000 grant that we obtained for this. We got the bid right after our last meeting, so we wanted to go ahead and ask for this meeting so that we could get with the bidder who had the contract that Brian got, so that we could get that and all the documents signed, so that we wouldn't have a time limit, so that road can get bid out and get going ASAP, because I know you all would want to get that going and go on the list to get paid. Basically, the two things that would authorize the chairman to sign would be a resolution to approve the county commission approving and utilizing the county annual bid for the County Road 18 CDBG project, and authorizing the chairman to authorize the purchase order, which includes the contract amendment, which would include all federal CDBG grant requirements. The second would be a copy of the contract amendment, which include all federal CDBG grant requirements. This document must be signed by the chairman and Chilton contractors. And like I said, this would be all the federal grant requirements that must be signed on all these. And I think Brian's going to touch base on some other things.
Yeah, they're just going to stress the urgency of the purpose of this resolution being passed so on such a short notice is because, again, with all, and this has been in the works for a while. We've already been working on some of the pipes and getting that road ready. But with scheduling of these contractors, with all these funds coming down, if we don't get on the board, get on their schedule early, we could be pushed back to where this will be done next year. So we're trying to get all of our POs out and get everything scheduled as quickly as possible. This morning we got to Whitaker moving in on 783. Hopefully you will start seeing a lot more activity taking place. There's a lot of activity out there now coming through just to the office now. I'm seeing a lot of stuff going on. So as much funds are out there, it's urgent that we get everything in place as quickly as possible, because you're probably going to see some of the contractors locked up and won't be able to get them back in.
Unless y'all have any questions, that's all I had.
I've got one other thing. Right now with the supply chain, can you tell us anything about that?
Just having to stay in contact with the suppliers and the contractors on a day-to-day basis. I just talked to Vulcan this morning and made sure they understood that we're going to be pushing for the next 2 or 3 weeks 700 tons a day, and they're actually shipping in materials from other yards to their yard in Morgan County, just to be able to keep up with our and everybody in the area, keep up with the demand. So it's just a day-to-day basis. I have to stay in contact with them to make sure that we're staying, and they're saying they're just trying to keep level or keep their head above the water with the demand in this area.
So it's a high demand in this area.
Yes, sir, and the cement plants with some of those, like this particular contract associated with this resolution, right now the cement plants are shut down trying to expand for the expanded demand, or to meet that increased demand, and they expect to be back up mid-July to June. And that's what these contractors here had asked. They would like to go ahead and get it scheduled, but be ready to move in that time frame once these plants are back up. But right now it's kind of hit or miss. Even with the bridges that we have scheduled already, our bridge construction supervisor, he may have to wait 2 or 3 days out before he can get his cement, or before he can get it the next day. And he's able to at least he's got a good working relationship with the local suppliers where he can kind of get in between some of their large jobs. So it's just a touch and go every day, but we're staying on top of it.
Appreciate you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Brian, where are we going to prioritize this road? Where are we going to fit it in where we have prioritized already?
It's among the roads we're working on now. We're in the Hansville area basing those roads. I've got those these 2 large contracts we got spread out, set up. I've got them grouped together, A, B, C, and D. I believe they'll give us some of those maps. For the full debt reclamation jobs, where we're putting down the rock, we're starting in the Hansville area, working back around to Cold Springs and Timberline.
On this thing that you gave us, that was a Group D project.
Group D is the opposite, that's the.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to work in opposite direction with both contracts, so we kind of spread it out over the county and not just work in one area.
Right.
Our group is, now our paving crew is back and forth helping with some of the other crews, but trying to get the, again, because of the limited supply of cement, they're working on 4 and 6 to make sure we're meeting the requirements for that grant. We may have to change up some of the layout or the build up for that one, just so we can be able to finish that one. And there's some options we have there to be able to keep on schedule with that one. But they're back and forth between 6 and helping some of the other crews get the roads ready. So we're in the Hansville, Bremen area, working back through toward Timberline, back up to Good Hope. That is with the Whitaker contract for the full debt reclamation. And then this full debt reclamation with Chilton County, we'll be able to use them all over the county. I've got several projects will line up for them, and again, as soon as the cement becomes available. And then in the, I'm gonna say that right, Wiregrass, I'm sorry, with the full debt reclamation. And then the Whitaker group, like I said, starting up in the Buchanan area, working back around the opposite direction.
We've got some roads that were left over from last year that we hadn't finished yet.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got some that we did that failed, that we've got to go back and fix this year.
And I have talked with Wheeler, and he has agreed to be able to come back and repair some of those, because again, that's his product, he has some of his products sitting up there, tarnishing his reputation or his business reputation, so he's glad to come back and try to fix some of those. Some of them are gonna be our base issues, and we will take care of those, and now 25, I've actually talked to the contractor and see if that 19, go ahead and add that to the 18, not under this money, but under our full debt reclamation bid with them, we'll be able to pay them to hit those while they're there, and that'll free up some of our guys. And then, I'm sorry, I'm losing got so many things going on, we've kind of got, had a train of thought there I wanted to go over with you on that. Some of the roads that we have got out there, some of the ones that we've got out there left over from last year, talked with Duell about some of the ones he's got. Again, some of these, I think we can use this Chilton, doesn't necessarily have to use cement with it. We put the rock down and do just like what Wiregrass is doing. They can come in and, because actually I added the option in there that some of the other counties didn't put in there, where we could do it without what's called a job mix formula and just do it with a proof road. And then we can do it just very similar to what Wiregrass is doing on their big bundle bin. So we can actually supplement that and be able to take care of those while we're working in that area. We'll go ahead and spread rock on, finish spreading rock on those, and we can either do it ourselves or we'll come back and complete them ourselves. But again, I'm trying to keep these guys in groups and in the area so we're not bouncing back and forth and spending all our money and time moving equipment back around. If we can stay concentrated in an area, we can make a much better use of our resources.
And save money.
Yes, sir.
That's what we need.
I think the big thing is gonna be too, right now we can't get paving rock,
Yes.
so that's gonna play into it.
And then I've asked them this morning if some of these contractors, have they already put in their work orders, and they're aware of some of the large numbers, but they've not all of them. But that would be Wheeler and Whitaker, so Wheeler and Charlie Watts. I asked them if they've put in their work orders for the large rock. But they're, like I said, they use several quarries around the state.
But the reason that we're passing this resolution is to coordinate that with the contractors. Correct?
To make sure we get this PO out in time, so.
Okay,
if we're
right.
within a month, yeah.
Okay, so we're not coordinating the timeline, we're coordinating the POs. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna pay them, and that's gonna be through this, right?
Well, it's gonna be through this contractor, make sure we get this contractor scheduled and he's not moving off somewhere else. Or getting other stuff.
So we're approving this for a scheduling purpose.
Yes, because again, we could end up pushing this out to next year.
So If we're approving it for a scheduling purpose, then where are we gonna schedule?
I'm sorry. What was that question again? I'm sorry.
We're approving this so we can get this road scheduled because we've got to approve funds to get it scheduled with the contractor, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so where are we gonna schedule it?
Again, tentatively, I've talked with the contractor, and we're looking at mid-May to June starting time.
Okay,
So you can, and again, they can't schedule their work or dedicate to something unless they get a purchase order. Because they can't just promise.
right, yeah, I understand that, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, we've got roads that are hanging out there that we have left over from last year that's not gonna get done before we start on this project.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, that kinda impacts, them telling people that, hey, we're gonna get to this, in the spring of this year, and we're not going to because we're gonna have to move it behind what you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this one won't require any work on our part other than the pipes, which I know they've only had, wasn't that many on this one, I think it was only one or two. And this one won't impact our work schedule as far as county forces, this is all contractor.
So this is total contract?
Yeah, other
Okay,
than the
all
pipes.
right.
Yeah, we don't have to put any
All right.
rock out in front of them, we're not doing paving or any, maybe, except for maybe clipping shoulders, but again, that's a very quick operation, 1 or 2 days maybe.
Yeah.
And also on the timing issue, the sooner we get it done and closed out, the sooner we can apply for another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a time frame
That's
when we
right.
can apply.
That's right.
You're right.
That's
We gotta
right,
have-
the sooner we close them out, the
Yeah.
sooner.
And this one's got chip seal in it, so, and there's some options too, I hate to throw that word out there, because some people, you know, when they hear tar and gravel, but, this one is tar and gravel, so it's very urgent that we get this one early on, because some of the
The
issues
weather.
you were talking about, that we gotta go back and repair, was because if we do these late in the fall, in the summer, we could have these same issues. I want not to have all the, it is intention to have all chip seals done, at least by midsummer, so we can let them go through a heat and finish curing out.
So we're looking at trying to use the cement blend on this also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that'll go in base.
Yes, sir.
Will the grant fully cover that?
Yes, sir. That, well, the grant.
We'll do the in-kind, any in-kind of the pipes and stuff?
Yes, sir. The grant covers 400,000, and then it's on our county transportation plan that'll cover about 400,000. This, back in August, it was approved as part of the county transportation.
That's
plan.
right. That's right.
That's all I had.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
Appreciate you.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve item A.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. B, consider approval of annual spring cleanup free dump day during the entire month of May.
Well, how did we miss that last meeting? We've done that every year in April, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, make a motion, we approve item B, of
Mr.
course.
Chairman, I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. 4, the next commission work session will be Tuesday, May 17th, 2022 at 4 p.m. in the commission meeting room. 5, the next commission meeting will be Tuesday, May 17th, 2022 at 6 p.m. in the commission meeting room. Number 6, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.
Meeting adjourned.